We would unpack our gear, gas up the truck, grab something to eat, and head into the Hiawatha National Forest, where our first stop would be the Pine Marten Run. I was excited with anticipation. The snow was deep and fluffy, and I couldn't wait to get started. The Pine Marten Run trail system follows the Indian River for much of the way and is dotted with pristine lakes that are only accessible by non-motorized travel such as hiking, snowshoeing, and cross-country skiing. The trailhead that we're on runs right next to the Indian River, which is just off to my side over here. We're going to go ahead and follow the trail down the river for a little ways. I don't know how far we're going to go. I'll tell you what, we got a lot of snow out here, and it's powdery, and even with these snowshoes on, we're sinking down, and it was work just getting from the parking lot to the trailhead here. So we're going to go ahead and get started and see how far we can get. Maybe take it down here. It should be pretty. Pine Marten Run is composed of 5-loop trails with interconnecting spurs. It meanders past lakes and streams, gently rolling hills, bogs, and wildlife openings. As we continued down the trail, we soon came upon some odd objects. Let me explain. As you can see in front of me, we've got these giant mushrooms that you find up here in the UP. You might run into them along the way. They do throw up poisonous spores, so you want to be careful. Actually, I'm just kidding. What we've got here is just a stump that's sticking out of the ground, and the snow is accumulated on top, and it's giving a little head. Looks like a little mushroom sitting here. It's kind of odd, but it gives you an idea of just how much snow we've got. If you plan on camping, it is permitted throughout the area. However, permits are required for camping on Swan Lake, Triangle Lake, Ironjaw Lake, and Lake 19. These permits may be obtained at the office of the District Ranger at Manistique, Munising, or Rapid River. We were ecstatic to have arrived just after Mother Nature had blanketed the area in white diamonds. Well, it's always nice to be the first one out here. As a matter of fact, every time I've ever been out here in the winter, I've been the only one out here. So if you like a little solitude, this is a great place to be, and it's always fun coming out and breaking the trail through. I don't know whether you can tell or not, but just in front of me there's a small bridge, and you got to kind of keep your eyes open, because if I'd have stepped to either side of this, I'd be falling off into a little creek here. So come on out, have a good time, but be careful while you're doing it. As we hiked deeper into the forest, the deeper the snow got. So much snow, in fact, that you had to be careful when you ventured off the trail. Mother Nature had her own version of a snowshoe trap. I tried to come over and take a little bit better look at the river over here and getting off the trail, and I stepped up on some brush, some branches, maybe a down tree. I don't know what I got in here, but at the moment I'm pretty well stuck. You can see this is all brush, and my shoes down in here. There. Okay. All right. Now that I'm this far, I'm not exactly sure what to do next, though.
Should I turn the camera off?
No, go ahead. I'm just gonna. Okay. Okay. All right. Obviously, I'm in a really bad spot right here. I'm going to have to back up, but the river's right over there. Maybe I can find another spot to get into it and show you a better view. The beauty is something I like to capture so that I can share it with all my friends. If you'd like to see some of the photos of this trip, just visit our site and click on our winter photo gallery. Well, this looks like a pretty safe place to get off the trail for a minute, go over by the side. It's a little more open here. And actually you can see down there, you can see the ice, and that's the Indian River right there. I thought it might still be open at this time of the year because it is a fast running river. It's fairly shallow. Great canoeing river, but it has frozen over. I don't think I will go down there and walk on it. I wouldn't trust it that much. But as I said, this trail does run along the river. And another thing too, if you're out on a day like today, we're not getting any snow, and there's not much of a wind either. And you can walk these trails, and so far I actually haven't seen any markers out here, although the trail's been easy to follow. But if you're ever concerned about being lost, it's really pretty simple. You just follow your trail back, because we've left quite a trail behind us that you can see in the snow, so it's easy to follow, and that's always a good way to get back out of it if you're worried about where you're at. So let's go ahead and keep going. We've been looking for more information on the history of this gorgeous area, but so far all we know is the little bit of information the National Forest Service puts on their website. As we find more, we'll post it on our site with today's show. One thing I do know though, it's an area that we'll come back to time and time again. I've been coming here for many years and hopefully I'll be coming for many more. It was time to move on to our next winter adventure.